Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. So I am in a video on the Warp Zone that is so ridiculous, but we had so much fun making it. It's a Nicki Minaj Turn Me On parody, if you've ever heard that song. I absolutely love that song, and then they reworked it so that it's an Xbox 360, a Wii, and a PS3 singing it. And we had so much fun, and we got to do like a little dance, and it was awesome. Don't get me wrong, I'm like terrifying in it, but you should totally check it out. I'll link you guys in the end slate, and I'll also put it in the description so that you can go watch it, but it's silly and it's really fun. Side note, did you guys hear? I feel like this happens so often. So Resident Evil 6 on day one, if you digitally downloaded it or if you downloaded the day one patch, so many people are getting bugs from it. Like, it's just messing up everything. How often does this need to happen? I feel like at this point, we've had so many downloadable things that these issues shouldn't be happening. I don't know, it just makes me wonder, like, the more that we move toward downloadable content exclusively, should we expect for things to get better, for them to perfect it? Or should we expect these issues to just continue to happen? Because it's gonna make me never want to download a patch until I've heard whether or not it's causing issues. There's already been so much butthurt over RE6 like being a somewhat terrible game that it doesn't help anything, and Capcom hasn't said when they're going to be putting out some sort of a fix. Oh, it looks like they actually just responded to it. Let's see what they said. Looks like it says, butts, follow us on Twitter. Man, I brought up like 8 tabs today because I'm dumb. Well, PlayStation Mobile is up, but unfortunately, you know, it only works with PlayStation compatible devices. So for this, it's only like the Vita and then the phones and tablets that are PlayStation certified, right? But what a lot of people are asking is, what is the difference between this and PlayStation Minis? It sounds like they're basically the same, except they work with different devices, and I totally understand them wanting to not put them under the same moniker, because PlayStation Minis isn't something that immediately tells you what it is or what you're doing with it, whereas PlayStation Mobile is, you have an image immediately of what that is. If they wound up dissolving PlayStation Minis, which wouldn't really surprise me, then they would have to assimilate those other devices into something, and could they put it into PlayStation Mobile, because then that might be kind of confusing for some people. I don't know, but what's great is that I hear from the people who have already used PlayStation Mobile that the downloads are really nice and the mechanics are really nice, the handling is great. So that's good. That's the plus. Assassin's Creed 3 DLC is going to give you an alternate history form of George Washington, in which he is a power mad king. I'm kind of excited about this. I actually really just want to talk to Jesse about this because I feel like his little history brain would explode. An alternate history about George Washington? I feel like it might be too soon. The thing is like at this point, they're kind of going, well, if we haven't butthurt somebody already, then they're probably gonna stick around and see what we wind up doing with this. So why not have a DLC that's kind of an interesting twist on the things that happen? The entire game is rewriting history so that it entirely revolves around one person. That one person was the catalyst that made everything happen. So I feel like maybe we can deal with a few other things changing. Personally, I'm really excited about this because this, more than anything, kind of sets me off balance in terms of how I would assume that this game would go, plot-wise. It makes me unsure of how things are going to progress, and I like that. So reading that within the Assassin's Creed 3 world, George Washington is going to be a crazy, power-hungry king of America, I think that that's kind of awesome. As a final bit of news, and I think that this is so awesome, AbleGamers is finally going to be able to make a permanent accessible arcade for people. On October 10th at the Washington DC Public Library's MLK branch, they're going to be putting in a permanent installation for people with disabilities to be able to come in and play video games, and I think that that is so cool. Before now, they've been able to do this exact thing, but as a limited time installation. It was never something permanent. So the fact that they're able to do this and leave it there and have it just be there for people is great. And you know, yeah, video games are awesome and great, but beyond that, they're also very good for development and learning. So having something like this available all the time is honestly also very important. Anyone who is interested in supporting it and being there for the ribbon cutting ceremony, it's going to happen at noon on October 10th, the day that it opens. So feel free to go there and be like, yeah, this is awesome! But anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you guys are having an amazing week. Join us on the podcast if you can. If you're watching this after the podcast has already happened, then I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you guys again on Friday. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah. I feel like it might be.